Hey, what's up, guys? Shuckle King here, bringing you my draft analysis for APA. That's it, like APA, Season 7. It's not APA D-League or G-League or whatever it is, just APA. Like the real big leagues. It's cool to see how I've been able to get to this point. It's going to be a fun time for sure. Consider giving a like and subscribing. If you guys are going to enjoy the content, you guys will. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of great coaches this season. It's going to be competitive. Yeah, because the APA, so like you got to put out your best effort. So consider supporting me throughout the season. Really appreciate everyone's support. So yeah, we got so how APA works is that there's 3 drafts and this is going to be on just the base sword and shield. I don't think Legend of Arceus mons are going to be in this season at all. Would be interesting if they did introduce a mid-season, but I don't think we would do that. We'll see, but yeah, so at least for this first draft, so there's going to be 3 drafts, and we draft 9 to 11 mons with like 110 points. How many points is it? It's 120 points. It's a crap ton of points. Like all these teams are busted because they all have really high point value mons. And I thought like we're basically copying the format of NCP. This is like NCP version 1.5 or something. A lot of familiar faces between NCP and this, which is fine. Just a different league and title and all that doesn't really mean a whole lot. Spoilers, but yeah, it's still gonna be a fun time to play with friends. But yeah, I already thought that NCP had too many points, and now we have too many points, and we can draft less mons. So it's gonna be really over the top, crazy teams this season, and hopefully mine is gonna be over the top. And like once you guys see this team, like I feel like this team is gonna be so good. Like I don't know how you're gonna beat it. I mean, obviously there's gonna be ways because everyone else also probably thinks that. But yeah, we draft 3 different teams throughout the season. So we play this team for 4 games, then we draft a second team, play with that team for 4 games, draft the third team, play with that, draft the team for 4 games. If we make playoffs after the 12 games, we pick a team for playoffs. I mean, again, like I feel like I'm gonna take this team for playoffs. It just seems so good, but we'll see. So yeah, so I think in past APA seasons you could like draft between the mons you had from all 3 teams and like create a team, but I think it's for this format we're just saying you either pick your team 1, your team 2, or team 3 for playoffs and you just play it out. So yeah, I had pick 10 for this first part of the draft, which is fine. I mean, there's Dragapult and Ursula are allowed, which are pretty broken, and then you have like Torn, Mew, and Garchomp, I would say, are the definitive like next 3 best mons. I think they're all 18 points. Is there anything else in the 18-point tier? Zygarde and Celestia, which are definitely worse. Yeah, they're like definitively, I would say, the top 5 mons in the format, and all those 5 mons were picked in the first 5 picks. So definitely makes sense. So we're not going to get any broken mon, but we're going to get something that's pretty good. And if you guys have been around the channel, you've definitely seen this mon before, and it's Latios. I had it in my NCP season, last NCP season, I believe. I did not really like that team at all, but I had Latios in my first pick there, and like I got the playoffs with it. It was fine. And then unfortunate stuff in playoffs, but it happens. So hopefully this time around with Latios is going to work a little bit better. Like Latios just has like in this game, like in Sword and Shield, like Mystical Fire and having Aura Sphere, they're just like stronger hidden power covers that it has, and no IV drops like if it's Gen 6. So like his mon just got a little bit of things that just made it like it's just better. Like it does all the same things. Even like agility weakness policy is like that's actually like pretty clutch on the set. But Pass for momentum, if there's like a singular mon and I know it's gonna be just super annoying for Latios to deal with and I lose momentum for it, like just by going for an attack if I don't want to like hard double switch, then I could always just Baton Pass. Kind of works like a teleport or like momentum move in general in that regard that Latios didn't have before, which is great. You guys really know what it does. Maybe I bring Dragon Dance this season. I would kind of doubt it. Draco, Psyshock, Calm Mind. You run Scar for Trick or Life Orb. Specs, I suppose. A lot of options here. Even like Holberberry to take like a dark move. It's a pretty good offensive fighting check. Especially if you throw a Colbur Bear on it, because a lot of fighting mounts have knockoff. Just run Colbur, Psychic will probably kill him. So, yeah, Latios just super solid, a lot of options there. I guess I can go physical, but I think specialist, for the most part, the path I'm going to go. I think I also had this mon for, yeah, I had this mon for EWT, too, when I took over Leo's team. I think I took over Leo's team for that. I don't recall whose team I had, but they had Latios as well. So, a lot of Latios on this channel, which it's definitely not a top 5 mon, but it's a cool mon for sure. And it's for 17 points. So, like, that's fine value. The next mon I got was another 17-point mon, and that would be Excadrill. Like, it's a really neat mon because Latios kind of struggles against fairies, I suppose. So Excadrill, like, handles those checks very well. Excadrill is weak to Earthquake. Latios handles them well. Excadrill doesn't really want to break, like, bulky grass types. Latios can handle them fine. Excadrill doesn't want to handle bulky water types. Latios can handle them fine. It's just like a really, really nice combination there. Excadrill doesn't want to take Earthquakes. Latios can take Earthquakes. It's like crazy how good this combo is. And it's 2 good defog or removal options. Like, I probably don't have to draft anymore between Latios and Excadrill. I don't know if I necessarily want to run removal on either of those mons, but they definitely can. And even for, like, Excadrill, I can get a +1 speed boost, which is definitely a benefit there. So Excadrill probably want to get sand. It doesn't even really need sand, especially with rapid spin support. Like, it's just being able to boost your speed is so clutch. Earthquakes coming off base, 135 attack. It's strong, especially if you have Sword Stances up, rapid spin. Definitely be a pretty big sweeper, even outside of sand, but with sand is definitely nice. Mold Breaker is also good to, like, beat any levitate mons, like a Bronzong or, like, Rotom, like any Rotom form. I guess outside of Rotom Ghost, because it would add speed and could Willow, but, like, Excadrill has a lot of options for it. Also a Rocker, pretty reliable there. Has good enough coverage with Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, Poison Jab. I don't think you really need Poison Jab if you have Iron Head. Shadow Claw potentially, and X-Scissor. Like, that's, like, enough coverage there. Or you can run, like, Subtoxic sets because it's pretty fast. Like, Excadrill is really good options and matches really well with Latios, which I'll take. That's 34 points out of 120. That's still only, like, a little more than 25% of my budget, which is really nothing for, like, 2 top-tier mods. Next Pokemon I have is definitely, like, a glue balance because, like, I knew I was going to get sand. And I was pretty confident I was going to get Gigalith because it was 9 points. I believe Hippowdon was 12 and Tyranitar I think was 15. So Gigalith for 19, pretty decent. And I imagine I could get a Dark type later on. So the third Pokemon I got was Monomosh. Monomosh is just like a glue. Like, it takes any hit. And, like, it's a really nice pivot. So, like, I set up sand with Ttar or Hippowdon or Gigalith, like any sand setter, Hippopotas. I'm not going to take that. That's spoilers. I set up sand, and then I can switch into Rotom. I take whatever hit, fine. If it's like a borderline to it or 3 KO, I can go for Pain Split and recover a lot of HP. If I threaten out that mon, then I can Volt Switch as long as it's not a ground type. And if it's a ground type, then I just Hydro Pump it. So that's fine. Like that general thought process is pretty good for Rotom. And if I face like a Seismitoad or a Gastrodon, I could be like Ring Target Trick. So like that's not even a reliable way to handle Rotom Wash. And it's just like could be a slow mon, momentum into Latios or Excadrill or any like potential breakers that I have on this team. It's just like a really, really nice glue mon. And it's also a defogger, so definitely I can run defog on this. Pretty confidently I don't have to run defog on Latios this whole season, which would be super clutch. So yeah, definitely want to get momentum with this team. So this fourth pick seems a little bit early, but I went with Moltres for 11 points. It's like pretty fine value, but it has reliable recovery in the sand. So like Arcanine first is like Earthquake weak, which isn't that bad for Excadrill, but I know I'm going to be getting a lot of Earthquake weak mons because I want to ground and poison, and I want like Gigalith or Tyranitar or like Hippo. Like Hippo could take Earthquakes, but like there's other two can't, and I don't think I really want to get Hippo. Ideally, unless if it's nothing left. Like if Gigalith and Tyranitar take, and I'll take Hippo. But But yeah, Moltres has reliable recovery in sand, which is good. It has Flame Body, so if there's teams that are going to try to spam momentum against me, then they could potentially be punished. First with Sand Chip, and then with potential burns from Moltres. Pretty decent fighting check to go with Latios, because I know if I go with Gigalith or Tyranitar, I'm going to be pretty fighting weak. So having Moltres there is pretty reliable. Bulkier than Talonflame and punishes teams' liberties. Talonflame does have Flame Body, but it's not a great ability on it. And I think Moltres is also nice sweeping capabilities with agility, like Talonflame does too, but Moltres is just bulkier, I think more reliable. Also a Defogger, so again, I don't really think that Latios doesn't have to run Defog, I think, this whole season, which would be clutch. And Moltres has a decent special attack. I'm probably getting more physical attackers because Gigalith and Ttar are physically based. So getting special attackers, even though I already have 2, are definitely a good idea. So next Pokemon I wanted was a fighting, and a lot of fightings were left at this Moltres pick, so I was oh, whatever. I'll get one of the remaining fightings left over. So after this Moltres, Galar Zapdos was picked, then Buzzwole. I think I was probably most leaning towards Buzzwole because it was only 13 points, and that's a steal. Well, it's not a steal, but it's a very low point value, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, Galar Zapdos went a pick after Moltres, then Buzzwole was 2 picks after, then 5 picks after was Mienshao, 6 picks after was Terrakion. And I was that's a lot of fighting types that are going. I know Leo was considering a fighting type here, especially the one that I wanted, and I told him he should probably get it, but he went with a different path instead. And didn't get the fighting type I wanted, so I was able to come back to me with the fighting type I wanted still available, and that is Urshifu Rapid Strike. I've not used this Mon, at all, and it just seems so good. I had Urshifu for Urshifu Dark type, maybe I think for Season 14 of League Dependency, which is a very competitive showdown league, and it was pretty early on when Urshifu was introduced, and I don't think people realized how good it was. I certainly didn't, and I had 8th or 9th pick. I just picked Urshifu, and I think it was 20 kills. It was also only behind Dracovish in kills that season. It was a crazy amount of kills, and I usually don't get kill leader in any leagues. So I like a more balanced approach in my sweepers and have a little unpredictability there. But Urshifu Rapid Strike, definitely the worst version of Urshifu, but it does have super strong moves like Surging Strikes. That's a really a base 37.5 times 3. That's a base 110. Attacking move that, you get 3 Rocky Helmet hits, which is unfortunate, but that's pretty strong coming from a water type, especially with close combat and U-turn. Not a ton of mons can switch into it. There are switch-ins, but not a ton. It's a little slow at base 97 speed, kind of in that same range as Moltres and Excadrill, which is annoying, but it has momentum as well. So now I have Rotomosh, Moltres, and Urshifu's pretty reliable momentum mons. Latios I'm probably not running Baton Pass Alon on, but it's an option there. So yeah, Urshifu also has priority, which I don't have yet. Excadrill is going to be pretty fast under sand, but if I want priority, then Urshifu definitely provides it. Could also be a bulk up user. There's some versatility there, I guess, but it's pretty low for this mon, but it doesn't really need versatility. It's pretty reliable in what it can do. Next Pokemon I wanted was just for value, and I knew I wanted a ground and poison anyway, and it's also a mon that could deal with sand, and that is Galar Slowbro. It has Regenerator, so I'm going to be recovering HP every time it switches in, and it has Slack Off, so I'm able to have reliable recovery even in sand. Galar Slowbro for 7 points is nuts. It's definitely worse than Galar Slowking, but it's really not that less bulky. The only thing it has going for it over it is a higher attack stat, which isn't great, but it's basically a worser version of Galar Slowking, and it's still fine. It does 98, maybe 85 to 90% of what Galar Slowking wants to do at a half the price. So I'll definitely take it. For the most part, you imagine Psychic or Sludge Bomb, whatever stab move you want, plus something that hits Steel type, so Fire Blast or Scald, depending on what it is, plus Calm Mind, plus Slack Off. You can probably run that set for most weeks and be fine. Also a great fighting type check. So I have Moltres, I have Latios, and I have Galar Slowbro as fighting checks. Moltres and Latios are soft fighting checks because they don't have the highest defensive stats. Galar Slobro definitely handles them, especially because they're 4 times resisted to fighting type moves, and Latios and Moltres are only 2 times. So, yeah, Galar Slobro here, 7 points, really nice value. The 7th pick, I wanted to get my Sand user. And I figured I don't have a Dark type yet, and I didn't really like the Dark types around, and because I have so many points, then I went with Ttar. Usually not a fan of Ttar, and I think for 15 points, it's expensive. Like, it's too many points for I feel like what it provides. It's probably closer to like a 12 or 13 point mon, but it's very specially bulky, which is not bad. And can like Dragon Dance, it can Rock Polish. For the most part, I'm probably just running rocks with Smooth Rock as the item and have like Stone Edge, Crunch, Roar, Earthquake, Toxic, whatever in that 4th slot. But probably both stabs and then like Roar or something where I just don't lose or just don't be too passive. But yeah, I think this mon can live just about any type of non-fighting hit, especially with Sandstream boosting its special defense by 50%. Maybe like strong physical super effective hits that aren't fighting types can break through, but I can EV around it, and I have enough physical defensive mons, and I'm okay. And Ttar, even though it's weak to fighting types, I have 3 mons that are fine against it. An Earthquake, I am pretty weak to Earthquake with having Slobro plus Excadrill plus Ttar, but that's why I went with Moltres plus Rotom plus Latios that are all immune to Earthquake. So I think it's going to be a fine enough balance there. Next Pokemon I wanted was maybe one of the best values in the draft. You guys have seen me drafted before. It's not round 6 Clefairy, but round 8 Clefairy. For 2 points, this mon does a ton of stuff. It's a fairy type. For cheap, it can kind of handle Dragapult and kind of handle Urshifu, which they're tough mons to deal with, and with Sand, I can always revenge those mons fine, so it's not the end of the world if I don't have a check, but like this mon is like a good enough check, good enough to turn like max HP, max defense, also fine against fighting types. It's also a knockoff user, and it's my only knocked up user on my team, which is definitely a downfall. Like Rocky Helmet users are annoying for like Urshifu, but I'll be fine. I don't think I'm too worried about that. But this is another rocker, I suppose, and can have momentum with Baton Pass or Teleport. Though, if I'm Teleport, I think I have to run Moonlight, which is kind of not reliable. So I can run Baton Pass, and like I have very little speed with Clefairy, so it kind of works as like a Teleport mon in a way there. I could be Baton Pass plus Soft Boil, so that's fine. I have 22 points left. The next Pokemon I picked, like, to really break through water types, like I have Rotom Wash that does it fine, and like Latios is fine in it. Excadrill can do it, even though it's going to get hit super effectively, but a mon that can definitely do so is Dracozolt. Dracozolt base 100 attack, but it has primarily Sand Rush, and it has Bolt Beak, which is a base 170 power electric move coming off base 100 attack with Stab. It hits super hard, and it's going to be most likely faster than everything on your team, unless if it's like a pretty fast Garfer. So Dracozolt's going to be killing a lot of mons with Bolt Beak. Now, ground types are pretty annoying, and like they're annoying anyway to the team, even though I have 3 immunities. But this mon, like Dracovish is like super strong. I could have gotten it here, and I probably would have gotten Dracovish if I didn't get Ursula Rapid Strike, but and I think it lasted like round 8 or something, which is ridiculous. But Dracozolt, unlike Dracovish, has like enough ways to get around counters. Like it has Draco Meteor, like it's a strong move, like Dragon Claw or Outrage, like that's a strong stab alternate move. Has Earthquake to hit mons. It has what else? Low Kick for like steel ground types or something. Like there's enough things that it has going for it. Fire Blast to hit steel types. So it might not be the best mon, because I haven't really seen it used outside of like Q to Costa Rican had it. But outside that, I haven't really seen them on you. So we'll see. I think 12 points is expensive for it, but hopefully I get value out of it. And the last mon that I got for 10 points, I got Blissey. It's like an invalidate special attackers, and I have a lot of fighting resists on the team. I have Clefairy, I have the Slobro, I have Moltres, I have Latios. So I don't know if you bring your fighting types to against me. Maybe if they're like really good. But Blissey, if you don't, then Blissey's going to be sitting there and going to be very annoying. And it has Teleport, it has Wish, Reliable Recovery, is a Heal Bell user. Clefairy, I believe, also has Aromatherapy, so like it's fine in that role, but Blissey's a lot more reliable than Clefable in that role. And it can be a little bit offensive if I really wanted to. You guys saw the 4-kill game I had with Choice Scarf Blissey. You never know with me in my mons, but yeah, hopefully Blissey is just a really nice glue to send up wishes, and then I can get my Excadrill or my Latios, Urshifu, that's taken a couple Rocky Helmet hits to like full HP. So yeah, that's my team. It's gonna be a fun time. And again, make sure you guys like the video if you like this content. Consider giving a sub, but yeah, I'm just excited for this. And the first battle is gonna be up next weekend against D-Ray. And he has a really cool team, but I just love this team. Like it's so good. A lot of momentum, a lot of like pivots to get in Excadrill or Dracozolt or Latios or Urshifu. Like it's gonna be strong. And then I have like bulky setup with Slobro, and Latios can just be a beast. I've won games with weakness policy, agility sets, stored power. Like it's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, until next time, later guys.